Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good, and you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining me. I have been wanting to speak with you since I saw your video about Changmin, so I'm really excited that you're here.
Oh, thanks. I'm really excited to be here as well.
Thank you. So like I said, if you are uncomfortable with any question that I ask, we can just skip and go to another one. So we'll just go ahead and start with your name and your pronouns.
Hi, my name is Carmen, and my pronouns are they, them, or she, they. Yeah, I'm okay with all those.
Cool.
Yeah.
So like I said, I got into you because of seeing the Changmin video about his body image and the situation with him and Chan, like Wilhelm going live and talking about it. And it's crazy because like I'm so out of the loop on Stray Kids, but I remember when I first got into Stray Kids, that was like the first thing that I noticed too, because I was like, it was like the joke. I forgot who said it, but it was like the pig emoji, like his like thing is a pig, and I was just like, what? Like I was taken back. I'm not gonna hold you. Like they were like one of the first groups that I like got into, like, so I didn't know if it was like a thing, but it was still kind of like odd to me, especially because he's not fat. Like one, he's not fat, but also even debut, he was really thin. Like he was also young. They were all young. But it's just weird how it kind of came about. So if you want to just kind of go in detail for those that didn't see your TikTok about like what happened during like Chan's live and stuff.
Okay. So I didn't actually watch the live. I watched someone like a TikTok, like a little snippet from the actual live. And Chan was basically saying that, you know, the members and him have like an understanding when it comes to each other's boundaries. They can make jokes, they can say things because they're very aware of what's too much and what isn't. And if you do cross the line, they're like comfortable enough with each other and they know each other well enough that they can say, hey, you've crossed the line, please stop doing that. And they respect each other enough to, you know, like stop, you know, respect what the person wants and actually, you know, keep that boundary in place.
And you said it really good, which I've been thinking the same when it comes to like younger fans and how like they will perceive it. I think it's just also for me, it also goes into like the cultural like differentiation of just like how Korean fans see it and how like maybe like other fans will see it just because their beauty standard is different from ours. And so they may not see it as a problem, but like for us, we're like, that's kind of an issue. But I also think Changmin is the type of person that if he did have a problem, I think he would say something about it. But it is kind of like a little disturbing because I see it, and also the groups that I stand or like even idols that I see, and I'm like, you don't have to call yourself fat, not because you aren't, but because it's just like, we see you work out, we see you eat well, like, you know, you're good. You don't have to keep doing that to yourself. And so I do hope that young fans understand that as well. Like I feel like they take care of themselves well enough to like for them not to be like, I need to be like so and so, and I need to do this, and just enjoy their music and their company. How long have you been to Stay?
I've actually, okay, so I actually only became a K-pop fan around the end of last year.
Same.
And yeah, so and I've been a Stay like just maybe a month after Ordinary came out. I mean, I've gone back and like listened to everything, and I've yeah, probably watched like a lot of their content. So it's only been a couple of months, I'd say, maybe, I don't know, like 5-6 months maybe. So not a long time at all. I'm a relatively new Stay or baby Stay. Yeah.
Do you have a bias?
Oh, yeah, my bias is Changbin, which is probably like, I mean, before anyone says that I'm only raising the issue because he's my favorite. No, I'm like, it's a topic that has been, you know, important to me, or a topic I've like realized since I've become a K-pop fan. I mean, I'm African, and we have like similar kind of culture, at least in Namibia where I live. We have a similar kind of culture to like pointing out people's weight, and like when you first see a family member or like an auntie or uncle first sees you, they'll be like, oh, you've gained weight or you've lost weight or whatever. So there is, I kind of relate to them, because I always found that uncomfortable. And, you know, the younger people in my country as well have started being a little bit more conscious about body image and whatever. So it's not that I don't like relate to South Korea when it comes to discussing people's weight, because I wouldn't say that I'm in the most like, you know, like woke or like, you know, progressive space when it comes to discussing body image. But, you know, I've, at least with my family, I've established what I'm comfortable with and what I'm not comfortable with. And yeah, body, the like, yeah, I've just always found that specific aspect of Stray Kids' content a bit worrying, or a bit like, you know, not entirely okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I for sure agree. Even when I first came into K-pop, and that's why I was also shocked, because I was just like, "What?" And it's not even, you know, just fourth gen. I think when you go to like other generations, it's just an issue. I guess not for them, but like more so for like us, because it's more shock value of just like what. And I've heard that about the African culture as well. I'm not, you know, like I'm not educated or anything, but I have heard that a few times as well. Even like the foreigners we have in the States, like they'll say the same thing. And it's just like, oh, you know, we just big over here. You know, the States got all types of sizes and stuff. So yeah. We're just, you know, used to seeing different type of people. So yeah, hopefully, and I'm pretty sure like states understand, like, you know, it's a safe space here, so don't worry. But it is, I think other states have said the same thing. States that have been there for like for so long. I when did I come? It was in it last year, but like I also did the same thing where like I would like binge all their stuff and like listen to all their music and stuff. Do you have like a favorite song at the moment by them?
I think probably either Easy or Mirror. Um, I'm surprised by how much I like Mirror. I don't know if, like, when I was like around, I see around like 2013, there was like a EDM movement, and like all our music sounded like that, and I was so into it at the time. But then a couple of years passed, and I was like, I hate that sound. I don't want to hear that anymore. And then I heard Mirror, and I was like, this slaps though.
Right.
It slaps.
Listen.
So I think.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I think Mirror, but I mean, I like a lot of their music. Like Stray Kids is, yeah. I'm just honestly blown away by like just them as a group, just creatively, and like Chan's producing ability, and Three Racha. Oh wait, I mean Heyday, just that just came out. I mean, yeah, like that. Like 10 out of 10. I feel like I could show that song to like a rapper in the States and then not feel embarrassed by saying this is a rapper I like. Because like in K-pop sometimes I think that the standard for like rap and lyricism and like flow is just really low. The idols specifically, not the like underground rappers. Like, you know, there's some really great rappers in Korea. But like I think idols in general, just the standard is a bit lower in my opinion. But like Three Racha, I'm like, I can defend you. I can defend you, and I will not lose like my black card if I do that. Like I will not be booed if I try. Heyday, honestly, really, really great. Like really, really great.
Yeah. I'm so behind. I need to catch up. But like I said, when I was really into Stray Kids, like I was like everything. I was just like, yep, Bob. And even now, like even though like I don't consider myself to say like, even now I can say Stray Kids are a talented group. Like no one can really deny Stray Kids are talented. They have like, you know, they have the ability. And I agree, like Three Racha are so talented. I heard their new album is really great. They have like Japanese release coming, I think. But I still haven't even heard Circus. I think the last one I heard was when they did what's the one?
Oh, Maniac. Yeah.
I remember the dance. Yeah. But yeah, like they're really talented. And I think when it comes to, because like you said, like you can like listen, because they did chart in the States, I think, with Maniac. You said Heyday was a new.
No, Heyday is a Three Racha track that was released. So it's not like Stray Kids. I think they released it like last week or
Oh,
this
okay.
week. I don't know, time is weird. But yeah, I think their most recent release would be Circus, I think.
Okay.
Like, yeah. Yeah, that was a Japanese, or at least a song marketed towards Japanese people in Japan. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I think it would be Circus, yeah.
Okay. But they have a few songs
Oh,
that are like that. What?
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, no, and Time's Out. Time's Out also came out. I completely forgot about that. It was like a yeah.
Well, I need to
Yeah.
add one of those to my list today so I can watch it. They have a few songs like that. It's interesting that you said Mirror was your favorite because I'm trying to remember. I think was it Mirror or another one where I was just like, I don't know. I don't think it was Mirror actually because I think Mirror had ended up growing on me. But what's their debut again?
District 9, I think, was their debut.
Was it District 9? No, I like District 9. I think I remember because Chingman's rap slapped. I was like, yo, all right, buddy, all right. I forgot. I don't know how I forgot because I was literally, but either way, I think it wasn't my favorite. I think because it was just really different. But Stray Kids did go through like an EDM phase, which I thought it was like, and I go ahead, sorry.
I don't think EDM's ever gonna like leave their sound or yeah. I mean, I know they like it, and yeah, it's definitely, it works for them. I think it does.
And I like from I think I've seen a few of the concept photos, and I don't know if it looks kind of like they're going to a rock era, kind of. I don't know.
I don't actually have like a complete sentence to describe everything, but yeah, it's kind of like a grungy like rock, bad boy rock era, especially with Felix. Like his concept is just really good. Like I really want to like applaud the stylists and whoever came up with the concept for this upcoming album, and like Max it, and I'm super excited. Yeah.
Do you stand like, because I think we're around the same age, so like are you more so standing 4th gen, or do you also stand some 3rd gen?
I think mostly 4th gen, but I started off with NCT actually. My K-pop journey actually, it was like Eric Nam, Henry Lau, and then like Jessie, and then like NCT. And then from NCT it's been to Stray Kids and like ATEEZ. And yeah, now I'm thinking of like exploring more girl groups because I realize I haven't done that. Yeah, so that's been my journey.
If you do like rock, I recommend Dreamcatcher if you do want to start doing it.
Dreamcatcher.
Yeah,
Dreamcatcher,
they're like,
okay.
yeah, more dark. They have a comeback coming soon, but
okay.
Yeah, but that's great that you said ATEEZ. So do you consider yourself an Atiny or just like a casual listener?
I think I'm probably just about to become an Atiny. If I had to, I watched them a couple of months back. I think because of Kingdom, might have been Kingdom. Yeah, and then since then I'm becoming more familiar. I know everyone's names now. I kind of know their characteristics and personalities, and I've sampled like a few songs. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if in like 2 months time I'm like flying the Atiny banner, because I really do like them. Like
we'll welcome you with open arms.
Okay. Thank you so much. This is like, exactly what happened with Stray Kids. So
exactly, it's like crazy because like once you start really getting into a group, you just slowly, and then next thing you know, you're there. You're
in. You're fully in.
Is anybody in ATEEZ kind of catching your eye?
I like first person to catch my eye was Wooyoung, and then like Jungho, I believe that's the maknae, the singer.
Yeah.
Like what's the song that he and Sungmin and the guy from B2B performed at
I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I routinely go back to that song and I'm just like, my God, like this is amazing. And just, I mean, his vocals, it honestly like great. And then I just also love his personality. He's like the maknae brand had just like completely passed over him, and I honestly feel like he's like one of the more like mature and silent, and he's just got this really like deadpan humor. I'm like,
Yeah.
nah. Young, I love you, but I think this is my one. I think this is gonna be my bias. I love him.
And
He's
it's so,
amazing.
I love when I see Stray Kids and AT's interactions, because they are friends, and hopefully the fandoms become friends soon too. But it's so nice to see when I see Wooyoung and Changbin's like their interactions
Yeah.
together.
It's super cute. I actually, I because I joined late, I think I missed a lot of the Atany's stay beef. So I would just be on like TikTok, and then just in the comment section, just people like battling it out. And I'd be like, what? We don't like each other? When did this happen? Like, do I have to join now? Do I have to be angry at like Atany's? Do I like, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to get involved.
We're nice.
Whatever
We're nice.
this is.
And the crazy thing is, I am the same. So I came in after, and it really started when Kingdom brought a lot of fandom beefs in general, which is stupid, because like, if anything, that should have brought everybody together, but it didn't. And for some reason, Atiny and Stray Kids beefs just stayed. I don't know why, but I feel like, I don't know why, because they're both talented groups. They're both fortune. Like, they're friends. So it's just like, it's really weird, but don't worry. You know, listen, I'm Switzerland. Like, I don't join that type of stuff. I enjoy stays, and, you know, with a nice one, you know, someone can be crazy. But same thing with 18, like a lot of us can be crazy too. Like, every fandom has like those like toxic fans that kind of like put a bad name to it. But I feel like, you know, you stay, me 18, we're cool. So it's
yeah, I mean, no beef. I come like when I like after like a day of work, you know, like you come back and you indulge in your hobby. It's K-pop. You're there to have fun, you know, and like it's better to have like good vibes about it. I really don't. Beef is just like I'm like, I don't see the point in fighting over like numbers and who got the most charts and who's got the best song.
They both got money. They both got
yeah.
They good. They good. They eating good. Let's eat good too.
They eating good.
So I know, I can't remember if Stray Kids are still on tour or not, but I don't know if they've ever gone overseas to like Africa or even like Jamaica and stuff. So like, do you, like, if they ever did, would you go?
100%. But I think I've I've just started on TikTok, but I've just had a couple of like South Africans specifically like start to follow me, which is quite exciting. But we're always talking about how we have no hope. There's just nothing. Like, no K-pop stan in Africa is expecting anything to happen in the next like
10 years,
50 years. Like, I would be, I of course 100% I would go, but I think I highly doubt that any K-pop group is going to come to Africa anytime soon. But if they do, I think it would probably be like a newer group, and I think they probably try like South Africa first. That would be the hub for a couple of years. But I mean, I'd be super surprised when they were touring in the States, like Stray Kids was touring in the States like a couple of like months ago, I think. I was so jealous. I mean, I didn't think I would be, but I think it's because everyone there was like filming, and they're like, "Oh my god, look at our concert fits!" Like, I'm about to like we're about to go in, and I'd be like, I don't like this about myself, but I am so jealous right now. Like, I'm really trying to just not, you know, be jealous, but yeah.
It's trust me, when I had the same feeling, because AT is, they've been touring the whole year. They toured earlier this year. I couldn't go. I was so upset, and I was like I couldn't even watch the videos because I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna do this to myself. I'm not gonna do this to myself. Like, I wish I was there, but I'm not. They're so close to me, but I can't go. And like, this go round, oh, I'm going. Oh, I got my tickets. I'm going. But it's just like, I take into the account of like, there are fans that will they don't even go to their country, you know. So I do it in a way of like, I try to do it so we can enjoy it together. But I 100% agree. Like, it is nothing like actually being there, versus seeing it through somebody else's eyes. I don't know. It's just one of those things that you have to experience for yourself. And I know, because I think I've seen a picture of the stadium that Stray Kids were at, and it was huge. It was so many stays there. I love the like, I think it was like green lighting and stuff. It was just amazing. And I remember I seen one clip of Felix. Felix he is adorable. Like I just always want to, he's so cute. I seen him like of him crying. I feel like Felix is definitely one of like the emotional ones that just really take it, like he doesn't take it for granted like at all. Like he's very grateful, and just because I mean it was a lot of people, so it's just like as a person just like looking at everybody there, it's like insane. But I like heard like the whole like debate of like the mask and no mask or whatever, but I think either way I'm happy that people had fun, people stayed safe. But I think it just goes to show that the Stray Kids have worked really hard. I've seen their journey, so to be where they are now, I'm pretty sure they didn't. I think they were already interviewing English interviews kind of early on into their career because of Felix and Chan. And so I think if they keep going how they're going, they're definitely, because they kind of are already there, but like they're definitely going to be like make their name for themselves, even beyond like fourth gen, like just kind of like K-pop history in general. So it's just really interesting to see that. But hopefully they come to different countries. I'm gonna be honest with you, girl, too. I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon, but you guys aren't the only ones. I think it was, is it the Philippines? Philippine like fans always ask for that too. I can't remember, but they always say like they never come here. Da, da, da. I think Aussie fans too.
Yeah.
Wait, has Stray Kids in that? How have they not, if they haven't, just because of Felix and Chan?
Yeah, exactly. Like at least like your homeland, at least go there. I know a lot of the Europeans were complaining as well, like that they wanted a European tour. So I mean, I think a lot of stays around the world are sitting in the same situation. So,
and I try not to complain, because when they do come to the States, it is kind of annoying because they always come to the same places, like the same like 6 or 7 places. But I try not to complain, because it's like, I remember even talking to my friend, she's somewhere in Asia, I forgot exactly where, but she was saying how, like, because I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, but they're like 5-6 hours away. I don't know if we can drive that far. She was like, I don't care if they come to our country, I'm flying to them. I'm going to see them, because, and that is true. Like, at least they come here and have different type of tours. Like, even if they just went to LA or just New York, they still came to our country. And so I feel like for the US fans, let's be grateful. It sucks that they go to the same, but let's be grateful because they don't go, to every country, so that, other fans are in that boat of just be grateful because they don't even come to my country. So
I think also like considering how busy they are, one thing about like K-pop in general is just the schedules are insane. Crazy. It's I don't know how like they can work so hard. So I mean, with the extra countries and the extra places to go, that would be an added strain on them. And I don't like, for me, it's harder to enjoy music and it's harder to enjoy content when they're exhausted.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like I get it. And some countries or cities don't have the infrastructure for like huge tours as well. So yeah. I mean, yeah, I understand.
And I think it's one of those things where, like, because I'm the same way, I hate seeing them like in pain or just stressed or just tired. And that's like, I mostly hate when they have to like just smile through the pain. Absolutely not, because it just feels so forced and just fake. And it's just like, just come when you're ready. It's okay, boo. Just come when you're ready. Like, just get yourself together, because they all work so hard. And it's just like, I didn't really notice that at first. I think because I was just taking in so much content at first when I first got into K-pop, but I did not notice just how strict. And I like felt bad because I remember watching this Monster X show, and it's like, I think that's like the first time they even got to sleep, and it was only like a nap. It was only like an hour, and they had to get back up. And I like looked at them. I'm like, look at my babies. They're so exhausted. You could just see the pain and just exhaustion on their face. You have to keep going. But I think, especially with Stray Kids, like they've been doing it so long, it's like they're kind of used to it. And then when they get a break, they don't really know how to actually take a break, because a break means a break. You ain't doing nothing, like just relax. I don't think they can do that anymore because they're so structured. But I like when they go on holiday, even though they still have to vlog and stuff. But it is nice when I see like groups relax. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think the VMAs were happening, and all the stays were like, we were all voting and like checking everything. And then I think we lost to Lisa, but then like no one cared because Chan and Felix were in Australia, and everyone was just so happy for them. And then I think Felix also, he had like a video where um he was like, yeah, we met some Australian stays and I asked them to like give me some space because I was with my family. And they were like, yeah, cool, and they just left. And I'm like, thank you. Like, I'm so proud of you guys for understanding boundaries and just like letting them rest and be with their families and stuff, because I don't know, this K-pop can get like really crazy. So I'm always like for just resting. I honestly don't feel like, especially this year, I mean, I've only been a stay for this year, but they've just been on tour and like content and Idol Olympics and host, like it's been crazy. It's been absolutely crazy.
K-pop moves so fast, and
yeah,
what I hate to see is like them working so hard. These groups just work so hard. It's like, how much music do you want them to release? Because I don't even want to get into NCT, because I just know they got it. Because I think I remember seeing a video and they were like, they released so and so many, I think it's over 200 songs. I'm like, but NCT is a big group. Is that the one with like the 20 something members?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm yeah, that's the first group I got into. So yeah, I do know a lot about NCT. Yeah, there's like 23 members currently. So yeah, there's like three to four subgroups, and yeah, each of them release like music. So it would make sense that they have quite a lot of music out there. Yeah, and they just T127 just had a comeback. Two baddies. It was like KR&B, like it was a really good album. It was a really, really good album.
And NCT Dream, right? That's one of the okay. That's the only ones I've listened to, because I remember like last year, the end of last year, I had listened to, or the beginning of this year, Boom. I think I really liked that song.
Yeah.
That was a good, that was because was it Dance Raja had covered it. And I was like, okay, what's this song? Oh. It's cute. Yeah. So it's like, let me get
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's like a short clip. I just seen like a short clip. But yeah, it was Felix, Lino. Was it Hyunjin in there? It was somebody else, but it was they definitely covered it, and I thought it was really cool. Because I can't remember if they said Felix was an NCT fan or not. I don't know. But either way, they covered the song, which is really cool.
Yeah, Felix is friends with some of the people in Dream. So yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, because I keep forgetting Felix he's a 2000 baby, right? 2000 or 01? 2000.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Jungin is 01, right? Yes.
I don't know all their birthdays and dates and everything. I'm not quite that like intense of a stay, but that's cool. That makes that makes sense. That tracks, I think.
Yeah, because I was like shocked when I seen that. I think like now Felix looks so much older with the black hair. I miss him what I think it was a blonde. I'm like, I miss him with the blonde. I feel like he looks so much older and mature now, which of course makes sense. But that just goes to show how long I've like been out of loop with them. But they've like are growing up so much. I don't know, Jungin still, he's the baby. I will always treat him like, because he's just too adorable. Like he's always smiling. Like every time I see him,
he's really cute. Yeah. He has the best smile, honestly. Like, yeah, just looking at him smiling is just like instant serotonin. Yeah.
He's the most, from like all of like the groups that I've seen and like even like got into a little bit, Jungin to me is the most spoiled matinee. Like he's so spoiled. But how can you not spoil him? He's just too adorable.
Yeah, I mean, no, 100%. I can totally believe that. Like Chan, like think when the group first got together, he established quite early that like they're going to like prioritize the maknae in the group, and they're going to like, he eats first, and you know, they're not like super intense about the age thing. I think probably because their leader is like foreign or something. But yeah, he's like, they all love him. They all absolutely 100% adore him, and I mean, he deserves all of it. Like he's super cute.
It's one thing that I do enjoy, and I'm still behind on that, but like I love like the kids room. I think that is,
oh yeah,
Those
Yeah.
are so amazing. And I wish other groups did those, just because it just gives us a good one-on-one and,
Mm.
a good more understanding of the groups. And it's crazy to think because have you seen their like dramas or like K-dramas?
Which K-dramas?
So they're like like where someone's the mom, the dad, the wife and husband. Have you seen those type?
Like, you mean, are you talking about like the Skids family?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have seen that, yeah.
So it's like I honestly, because it's like now I'm seeing it more and more where I see like Han and Lino are like they're like they're like their skinship has just gone to another level. And I honestly, to me, it really started like sometime this year because I was like, looking back, I'm like they weren't really like that before. I don't know what's going on.
I kind of have like the opposite impression, actually. I feel like they were worse back then and like better now. And like, I mean, yeah, I mean, they've always been like very close, but like I think they were a bit closer before. But then recently as well. Recently, it's yeah, they seem quite close.
I've seen, and we don't have to talk about this, or I can just cut this out either way. But I've seen something that I don't know why. I think just because it doesn't happen in the States like that. But I didn't know like the whole, what is it, skinship thing was like a fan service. In like
I Yeah, I think like it's probably a little bit more like enhanced and for K-pop idols than it is for like the general Korean male population. But
mhm,
yeah, it was a bit of a like it was a bit of an adjustment getting used to that.
same.
Like actually with like 80s, like Woo Young and Sun,
Fine,
to
yeah.
sometimes I'm just
Busan.
like yeah, like I just look at like a clip of them and then I'm like, we get it, you found your best friend soulmate. Like it's gotten to the point where I'm just like, I genuinely, like, no jokes, I think you somehow managed to find a job that you love and then also have your best friend or soulmate in the universe in that same group, and you guys are just having fun and just being friends and like hanging out, and that's like your person, and like it's so established and whatever. Like I'm actually so jealous of them. I'm like, when is it my turn? I want a best friend like that as well. Like, yeah, but like them sometimes, yeah, that Young and Sun, like their skinship sometimes as well has been an
Listen,
adjustment
that's on a
sometimes.
different level.
Yeah.
I've seen different groups that are Wusan is on a different level. I mean,
Yeah, they're
I'm like, we get it, dude. You're good. We gonna take a man. Calm down.
you're best friends. We get it. Like you love each other. Good for you. Like I'm getting salty now. I'm getting jealous. Before I thought it was cute, but now I'm actually jealous. Like
And Sonic is type anyway, where I feel like it's like if I ever met someone like Son, I would love like their energy, but I'm not with
mm,
the skinship part. But it's like, I don't know, I'll accept it if it was like someone like Son, just because they're so down to earth and
mm.
just a beautiful spirit. And I just really enjoy that. Um, but yeah, it was something I had to get used to too. I forgot. I think it was Stray Kids where the first I'm just like, what's going on? What's happening?
Yeah,
And
like what? Yeah.
yeah, and it was like, and then like I recently just like found out like a lot of fans are just like, these fan services are getting out of hand. But I never really thought of it as a fan service. But like listening to like other fans, I'm like, okay, I can kind of see that just because like when they go to different places and stuff, it's like they kind of like da 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 and like have the whole like married couple type of, I guess, like relationship. Of course, they're just friends, but it's just like the whole like give off that vibe. But I don't know, it's just weird. Even to act like they're fan signings, it's just weird to like how like the fans are like put this on or like do, is it Agyo? Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Changbin only. I'm sorry. I've Changbin only. Only Changbin is allowed to do that. Nobody else.
It's
Yeah.
weird. It's a little weird for me. It's like it's really like moments that I'm like, okay, because to me, it's like they don't have to force it. Like they're just cute anyway. They do cute things, kind of like on. I feel like when they force it, it just look a little. Even they be like cringing the whole time, like because it's weird.
I mean, like I've gotten like used to it now.
Yeah.
Like now I can stand it. Like there was a clip of like Sungmin and Ian like doing Aegyo on a variety show, and I was like smiling. I was like, oh, they're actually really cute.
Yeah.
And then like the older members started doing it, and then like Hyunjin did it, and I was like, my man, I want to punch my screen. Please stop. Like I don't know. Like sometimes it's okay, sometimes it isn't. But I think just in general, Aegyo just like I'm just like please stop. Like please stop.
I agree. I think also like you have to have like the right cute like because some people like it's weird because even when Juhan does it for Monster X, it's like I think because his face is so adorable that it's okay. But it's like like
is he like the rapper? Is he like he's I've actually seen some of Monster X.
You did?
Like their rap line is crazy. They're like I mean that's a group I actually like started looking into on Spotify and stuff because I was like, you guys are like crazy good. Yeah.
I don't want to force you, but if you ever need some mom baby advice, just call me, girl, because I'm with you, okay? But yeah, their rap line is insane. And it's crazy because the matinee line is the rap line, and yeah,
okay,
right. He also like it, but yeah, but it's because ATEEZ is just Mingi, but he's a part of like we call him part of the matinee line. But it's always interesting when I see like the matinee line being the rap line, because even with the boys, the rap line is the matinee line, well, part of it. So it's just always like interesting when I see that, just because I always because the whole like position thing and the whole that was new to me as well. Everything was quite new. Okay, I have like the free version. So it's okay if we like stop and then come back. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Yeah.
No, you're fine. I won't take it too much of our time. I'll go ahead because I think I was talking about like the whole position thing. So like when you first heard of like the whole like position thing and stuff like that, how was your reaction?
I don't quite recall. I think I was like, oh, this is just another eccentricity of K-pop. Like everything is like quite different, quite new. I think it's just something I heard about and then just was like, oh, okay, sure. I mean, this is very different to what I have been consuming, so why not this as well? I guess as long as it's not like limiting anyone from dabbling in something else, I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I think they're cute. I think, like you said, as long as it doesn't like limit like how people see them. But when I see and hear like fans talk about their group, they're like, yeah, so and so's an all-rounder. And I'm like, I ain't gonna hold y'all. It's a lot of all-rounders in K-pop, man. I'm just gonna like it's one thing to excel in everything, and I'm pretty sure that's like what they mean by all-rounder, but there's just so much talent in K-pop, like because they almost set them up to be like this perfect being, which we know is not, just cannot happen. But it's like when I see that, it's like people don't understand that they had to practice in everything. It wasn't just dance, it wasn't just singing or rapping, like they had to really do it all. And when it comes to, I mean, because might as well, continue the conversation with ATEEZ and Stray Kids, but like even when I first got into Stray Kids, because I remember seeing like in the beginning how Ian was just so like he was so adorable, but it was like he was struggling like to keep up with everyone else, and I almost feel like he didn't want to hold them back, like he was never doing that, and they even had to express that to him. But it's just like looking back and seeing how much work he put in. I don't like when people just kind of limit him and like he can just sing no. They all worked really hard.
I actually really like I'm glad you brought that up, because of all the members that I think haven't like either been allowed to or haven't had the opportunity to express the full extent of their abilities as an artist, definitely Ian. I think that his like branding sometimes is like the cute like maknae
Yeah.
has limited him a bit.
Yeah.
I think like especially during Kingdom was like when I saw him dancing, I was like, listen, like there is so much here. There is so much here.
Yeah.
There's so much to explore. I mean, your voice, your dancing, and as
Yeah.
well as like your sexuality as an adult as well. Like I think he's commented before that he found the cute like maknae thing a bit annoying at times, but then he realized that, you know, he's not going to be able to occupy the space, be the cute one forever. He's going to grow up and he's never going to get that again, so he's just going to appreciate it while he does. But I do think he is waiting for that opportunity to like express himself fully and like jump out of his shell. And I have noticed a bit with like the Maxident like marketing and everything that you know, they're actually letting him be a little bit like sexy now. And I was like, I think your time is coming, Ian. like I think it's gonna happen for you. I think we're finally here. I think people are gonna start letting you be yourself. I think you can come into yourself like this year and like next year. So I'm really excited to see that happening for him.
I know, like it's crazy because I have one of my friends, she's a few years younger than me, and like she's really into like TXT, and like she sees a little bit of Stray Kids and like just different groups, but it's mostly TXT, and like they're younger than me. And it's like the way she kind of talks about them and the way I see them are totally, you know, two different things.
Yeah.
But it's like the same when I see people kind of like saying those words and I'm like, but he's my baby. I have to realize like some fans, you know, they see him like that. And he is grown, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just so weird like seeing them like say things like that. Cause I've seen like a few photos and I'm like, Ian, calm down, buddy, calm down. You're going up too much, baby.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm also like being an older K-pop fan in this community can be a bit like weird sometimes, because for me, I mean, I don't really like I don't feel entirely comfortable like always like sexualizing like men younger than me.
Right.
So I try not to do that like in on my TikTok channel or just in general. It's not something I do really. But I realize like when I do see them being like sexualized by other people, I'm like, okay, those people are their age. Exactly. So like this is fine. Like it's not weird.
Right.
But yeah, I mean they're like 22, and I think like the youngest of them, and I think they should be allowed to express themselves yeah, the way they want to.
And it's like, and just because like Noah, don't go crazy, but when it comes to TXT, it's almost like, but they also with a different company, but like TXT, they be getting off them vibes early, like of just like them being grown and that. But Kai is 03, so it's like he's the Maknae of that group, and so like he is that 18, 19? I don't know. Either way, to me, like, don't be sending me crazy edits of them. Like it's like things, and I see so many fans like do that, but I think because he's the Maknae, people like protect him more, and they kind of draw the line with the Maknae versus the other members. But it's just when Stays do it to Ian, I'm like, we need to calm down a little bit, y'all. Y'all be going a little crazy. I blame Rasha.
Yeah. I think in general, we all just need to calm down. Like just in general, everybody in this like space, every K-pop fan, I don't care what country you're in, calm down. Like some of the things I have heard and seen.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm 100% sure if I met you on the street, you wouldn't utter these words to me. But the kind of like poetry you guys are writing in these comment sections about these men, I'm just like, wow, people are just so comfortable.
Atiny Twitter is insane. Atiny is, y'all know better. I be seeing them tweet, Atiny, y'all need to calm down. And it's like with ATs, they like that. And they tease us with it. They go with it a little too much sometimes. And I'm like, I need to calm down.
San, like that one. I'm like,
they're playing into.
I don't know what. Yeah, I don't. What's the music video? It's like a song I like where he does like this move and then he's like,
fireworks. Fireworks.
Yeah. Oh yes, yes, I remember. Yeah, that song. Yes, I like it quite a bit. But I'm like, when I watched that, I was like,
have you seen Deja Vu?
I think I've heard the song.
Oh,
I don't
girl, the
think
music
I've
video. Ooh.
I haven't seen the music video, but yeah, like, I mean, the only other like that made me pause. Sometimes Bang Chan makes me pause a bit, like with some of the things that he says or like some of the things that he's on stage. And then I think there's a group called like Only One of. Yeah.
Today, yes. Girl, I seen the clip of it. That's what got me interested. I seen one of the clips of with one of the long hair. I'm like, what is you doing? What is you doing?
Oh yes, he's like, the whole concept is like, I think because like K-pop, there's always this thing where everyone has to be like asexual and sexually repressed. That sometimes when you do see people like, like just like, trying to experiment a bit, like trying to go a little bit further with it, you're always just like, I need a moment just to read, just give me a moment to deal with this. I'll be back. But like, whew, okay. Yeah.
No, listen, if you decide to get into Monster X, listen here, you in for a ride. They don't even hide it. They don't, and it's like they have 2 English albums, so they really don't hide it. They let it be known that they are grown, and I'm here for it. But it's appalling because I'm just like, you need to calm down. Like y'all need to calm. Y'all telling all y'all business. Y'all are, but it's like you can call me anytime.
I mean, if that's what you're saying, I'm definitely gonna go check them out now because I'm so happy. Like, yeah, I'm so happy to just see adults being adults sometimes. Like, I like that. I like that K-pop. Like, I like how packaged it is because it's actually really impressive to see how good everyone is, like how hard they've trained. But the marketing,
Yeah.
I work in marketing, so this is like, the marketing of K-pop is fantastic. Honestly, like, just I think it's some of the best marketing in the world. And so I really appreciate that aspect. But I think what like I sometimes miss when it comes to like more like American artists or artists here back home, it's like the authenticity and that like connection and just seeing people be people. Sometimes you like miss that a bit with K-pop, but you're just like, I don't know, I just kind of want to hear what you think. I don't want to hear like the PR edited version of like whatever your thoughts are. So I mean, yeah, I like K-pop for that, but sometimes you miss people just like being people and adults just being adults.
And with the whole PR thing, I'm interested to know. So I really like asking Black fans or just like fans of other race, because to me that matters. But I was specifically say Black people because when you, and I know you're quite new to K-pop, saying, but when you hear or have seen problematic stuff from the past, like as a Black fan, how are you going about it once you have seen that in like a group you stand, or you just seen it in K-pop in general? Like, how do you feel, and how is it? Do you move on with that group, or you kind of just like, I'm gonna just leave, let y'all do y'all thing, and do it like what is your thought process when it comes to like problematic stuff?
I think for me, it's like a case by case thing sometimes, and it's about my general opinions is how much like net good is this group doing for me? Like how happy are they making me based off how much of what they've done and what they're doing is like making it actively hard for me to exist in this space. So like I think I always believe people can grow and can make mistakes and learn, but at the same time I also think that sometimes it's a bit disheartening as a Black person within K-pop to see how comfortable people are with just dismissing things that affect your community and your culture. So I'm not 100% like comfortable with everything, and there definitely times that I like pause, and there definitely people I don't listen to anymore. But yeah, it's kind of a case by case thing. I know that like when I became a stay like by myself, mostly just like watching clips and stuff, but then I learned that they already had a reputation with Black fans and with people of color. Like there's this like thing, you don't listen to Stray Kids if you don't want to be like labeled as problematic or whatever. And then like I went and I read about everything, and I saw everything, and I just like I what's the word, processed everything. And I sorry, my mom, I processed everything as best as I could, and I was like, okay, seeing that they have apologized, and I do believe that they meant that apology, and seeing how much they've grown and evolved as people, I do think that they have the capacity to understand what they're doing. So I have decided to stay. I'm staying still, like that's my own decision. But I 100%, if any Black K-pop fan comes to me and says, I'm not okay with what Stray Kids did, that's my last straw, I'm done. I'm like, cool, like that's absolutely fine. I understand why you feel that way. And I don't think people should shame people for just having had enough. Like I had a similar feeling with NCT Dream had a like during their beatbox promotion, they went on a show and they had what the judges, or like the presenters, were wearing like dreadlock wigs and everything, and I was just so appalled. And I yeah, and no one really, people were complaining about it on TikTok, but people weren't really complaining about it on the actual clip on YouTube. And I think at that point I had just had enough from
Right.
NCT. I think I just had my, like that was my point. And then I saw that I just started listening to them less. Like I'm slowly coming back to like 127 and stuff. So it's kind of, yeah, it's not that I don't have like a hard and fast rule, and it's you know, it depends. But like for me, if I know you've been told something, like especially with cultural appropriation, like SM specifically, I'm pretty sure there's like a PR person there that has heard this phrase 100 times, has had to deal with so many PR scandals, and has specifically spoken to the stylist. If at this point you are still messing up, especially NCT, they have done this so many times. Like,
Oh my
if
goodness.
at this point you're still not listening, then I'm like, you just don't care. Like I feel like with SM, I'm like, I understand your position on this. You'll only ever like make it a problem, or you'll only ever like tell people to like toe the line if it becomes too much of a PR issue for you, but you don't actually care about this really. So yeah, case by case basis, I would say.
And I was gonna say, because like I'm not at all updated on NCT. Like, girl, I'm not gonna start that. It's too many members. But
Yeah.
I have heard the whole like NCT has a lot of like controversial type of stuff. And I think SM in general, because you know, I forgot their federal name, but when it comes to what is their name? Aspa, like, you know, listen, I was gonna, you know, give him a little shot. Okay, I'm gonna give him a little shot. And then Giselle, I'm like, girl, what didn't happen? Like, it's just moments. For me, it's all about the apology and like the growth of it. Like you said, like I need to know, was it sincere? Because if you're not sincere about your apology, like, I don't really like the whole PR, like the generic lettering. I don't need that. Okay, are you sorry? Yes or no? Because it's easy for y'all to come on here and flirt with the fans and all of that, but when it comes to real issues, I feel like if you was bold enough to say it on television and like on TV, then you should be bold enough to say it and then come apologize. Like, I don't, and I understand like some companies, they be going out their way to like stop their artists from making it worse. You're not gonna make it worse. If I could just hear you apologize and hear the sincerity of that, you can't make things worse. If anything, you're gonna make things better. Because I remember, because it was a few issues when it came to Stray Kids, and I remember one. I was kind of very new to the fandom, and this this one Black girl came out. She expressed herself. She said, "You know what, guys? I think I'm just done." Da da da. And I remember reading the comments, and people were going crazy. People were like, "I can't believe you're just gonna leave just because of this, da da da." And it's just like, if you decide to stay as a Black person, then you decide to stay. Like, it's nothing more than that. Like, if you're gonna leave, you're gonna stay. Either way, they're gonna still make their money. Like, this fan leaving ain't gonna hurt them. So I think it's all about like how that person views themselves, and like, you know what, I can't do it. It's fine. Go to a casual listener. Fine. You know, I think it's with me. It's like if I leave a fandom, it's like, it was nice, but I gotta go. But it's like, I would never bash them. Like, if you talented, you talented. Like, I would never bash them and go into like that, because I just feel like at that point you're just kind of you're doing too much. And I think with K-pop in general, they go through so much, and it's like, I'm not trying to like, I guess like, like vouch for them, but it's just like in one way, they have so much going on that when it comes to like a racist or a colors type of controversy, oh, it's definitely gonna be a huge deal. So I feel like with fourth gen, I honestly feel like out of the generations, just from the stuff that I'm seeing, they are the most, I guess, woke about stuff like this, but they also have younger fans and more international fans. I feel like especially second gen, they didn't have this many international fans. So at least not back then. So it's like coming to see how fourth gen is very much, you know, careful. But it's like, it's one thing to be careful, but also educate yourself. Like if you know you have fans from all over, it's easy to educate yourself, you know, just ask questions or just look things up. Like I feel like a lot of times when it comes to like these music videos, like you said, their styling, it's just like, no, come on. I think, and like, I don't want to say her name because I don't need that fan coming from me, but I will say it's one artist that now the one time
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
The one time it happened with the hair, okay. And like honestly, me, like I'm not even gonna go that far with the hair. It's when them words and stuff coming out. But when it's like one time, okay, they told you one time, okay, you do it again, I'm looking at you crazy because come on now.
Like, what coop are you hopping out of? What coop are you, where? What? Like, sometimes I'm just like, guys, what bothers me, and I'm sure this is like worse for you as like as American, I'm like, a lot of the artists that K-pop idols look up to, and a lot of the producers, a lot of the people that have inspired them as artists and people are African Americans. So just like I would understand if you were like appropriating from somewhere else, and you know, like, okay, I wouldn't understand, but it's just it would, yeah. I mean, you can't hate like people and then like their culture and the ways that they contribute to society. I just have some respect, at least from one artist to another. You know, if you look up to like Kendrick or Beyonce or anyone, and you listen to their music, and you're like a Korean producer or you're a K-pop idol, and they inspire you to make your music, and you like the way they dress and you like their styling and everything, I think from one artist to another artist, just respect their culture, respect them, and respect the fact that you wouldn't be able to do what you do today had it not been for the people who like paved the way for you in hip hop and in, you know, and dance and everything. So I just, that part like really infuriates me. And I know a lot of K-pop idols have also started experimenting with like, you know, dancehall and some Afro beats as well. And like, as like sitting in Southern Africa, like seeing that, I'm like, I'm happy, but like how, like, are you gonna do the same things that you have been doing to the Americans to us now? Like, now that African music is becoming a lot more popular worldwide, and you know, like Americans are like, you know, there's some African American like producers and singers and stuff that have been like incorporating their beats, and also now Koreans. It's like, it's amazing. Our music's getting out there. You know, it's a point of pride for like a lot of Africans, but at the same time, I'm also like, please, like let's not do this. And also, like, if there is an African brother or sister there in your country, please treat them with respect then as well. Like, I mean, like, I don't want to have this happen again.
But I fear it will, simply because I've seen I think it was Indian fans kind of going crazy, because I think that same group had did something disrespectful in one of their music videos or something like that. But I just feel like K-pop don't want to learn. Like they'll be happy, but it's also, I don't like seeing, especially when it comes to the States, of people's like, especially Black people, they love to just like, they think, you know what, which I think is cool, like the Korean culture of just like different things, and they enjoy experimenting in that. However, I feel like when it's vice versa, they'll just take it. They will not credit, or they'll just appropriate it, versus like, I feel like Americans do a good job of just like, you know, this interests me, you know, I'll dive into it, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like sometimes even Black friends are more interested in Korean culture than their own culture. And so sometimes I'd be like, okay, let's calm down. You know what I mean? They're taking from us and making it more popular. And a lot of people, a lot of Black artists, well, Black fans here don't even support other Black artists, which I get it. Some people don't just vibe with their music, which is fine, but not everybody, not every rapper here cuss, not every rapper here talks about the same old. Like, it is some talented people here that are just on a smaller scale. And I'll even say, I will say this now because I'm not gonna, but when I see a lot of fans in the States talk about BTS, honestly, a lot of ARMY here aren't really ARMY. Like, they just like BTS because it's different, or it's like palatable in a way, and it's like popular, versus them actually liking BTS for BTS. Because from what I've seen, you know, BTS is talented and very down-to-earth people. So it's just one of those things when it comes to Stan life that I feel like, especially in the Black community, and just like generally liking the artists that they like, and then because I feel like when they just like somebody just for popularity, or because they want to be like with the crowd, they overlook small things like that when it comes to colorist comments or racism. Like, they'll just overlook that because, well, you know, he just too fine. And okay, we're gonna have to talk about this, because I just feel like we have to make them accountable. I don't care how popular, how old, like, that has to be discussed. And I feel like, because I think I've seen a clip of P1 Harmony Kehoe talking about just I think he and he seems that type of person because he's Canadian, but he seems like the type of person to give credit when it's due and to make sure that he doesn't appropriate. And I think it's very important because they are kind of, I think they're in their rookie stages, but that's a good thing because they have younger audiences as well. Yeah, teach them young. Look, you can't just be over here taking from other cultures and then, you know, making it popular and then not give credit. Like, nah, like, it's just not gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally believe, I don't know, I guess with that like movement thing, like you're Black before you're a K-pop stan, and I 100% I'm there with that. Like, if like my identity as a Black person comes before like all of this. So yeah, I mean, that's just like, that informs me with like how I move through K-pop spaces. Yeah.
And that hopefully, if you know, they do continue to experiment with like Afro beats and stuff, you know, they do their research, because I feel like y'all, because like, you can just tell me, but like, do you think you have like, because you said like more people, you have like a lot of African followers now, like, do you think it's a bigger community, you know, over there than like, I guess us in the States realize, or just around the world realize?
Yes, I think so. I was like, when I first became a K-pop fan, I assumed no one else in my vicinity like K-pop, but then I found out that there was a K-pop community in my country, and we're like super small, like we're like, our population's absolutely tiny. So I was like, what? Like, we're here? So yes, we're here. There's K-pop fans all around the world. And yeah, in Africa, like especially in South Africa, I think the scene's actually pretty big there. I actually saw a TikTok of UCT. UCT is like they're one of the most well-known universities in South Africa, and in Cape Town. And they had a K-pop night. The Korean society there had a K-pop night. Wow. And I saw them all dancing to God's Menu, and I was like, where was this when I was studying there? Like, where? Like, this is so unfair. So yeah, we're here. We enjoy K-pop. We like K-drama. You know, I think, I don't know. There's not a lot of like talk, I guess, and about Africa, and there's not a lot of, I'd say, influencers and people like exporting our opinions and culture and like film and stuff. So I think it's easy to like forget us or whatever. But we're here. We're enjoying K-pop. We have our opinions. We're thriving. Yeah.
And that's like another reason why I wanted to start this series, because I just feel like it's like fans all over the world, like we don't even know about, in like the smallest places, like Ireland, probably. Like, it's just like so many places we never even thought of that K-pop fans are at. And I feel like it's so nice talking to different people, because from all over the world, because it's just, one, we have that common ground of just K-pop, and like especially us, like being Black and in K-pop, that I think it's important that we hear all sides. I feel like whether we agree or disagree, I feel like we respect each other enough to have conversations and just kind of go in depth of different topics and situations, which I think is really important, especially because I always see like debates of like, especially in the Black community of K-pop, and I'm just like, well, if somebody just sit down and talk with each other, y'all be okay. But everyone just wants to yell and da da da. So I'll go ahead and make the last few questions, and then I'll let you go. So like, we are older. I be feeling real old sometimes, but like we are older, and you of course are Black. Like when it comes to the groups that you stand on, the groups that you're like just really getting into, do you feel represented well? And also, do you feel comfortable? Because are you on Twitter? Like, are you more or on TikTok?
Both. I'm more on TikTok these days, but I have lurked around Twitter. Like I do that sometimes, yeah.
I was gonna say like, as like, I mean, obviously on TikTok you have more African fans, but like even on Twitter and stuff, like, do you feel comfortable being a Black K-pop fan?
No, I mean, yeah, no, I would say no. I mean, there are definitely moments that make me stay and moments that make me happy, but if like overall, I would say no. I think maybe because of the fandom I'm in right now, maybe because I am a stay, and I wouldn't say that stays are. I don't know. I wouldn't say that stays as a like a whole group of people are always very sensitive to these kind of topics. So I wouldn't say that I feel entirely comfortable here. But again, there's so many other Black people here with me, with different opinions to me and same opinions as me. So even if I feel disconnected or underrepresented, there's always someone I can connect to. So yeah.
Agreed. And I think I agree. Because like even when I was like in the fandom, like it was quite like, it was like I've seen Black people, but like when it came to discussions of stuff like this, like they were just like shy away. Like, no, we don't, no, we're not gonna talk about it now. But I think in any fandom, I feel like it's something, people want to feel comfortable. And, hopefully when this video releases, you'll meet some nice stays that can, really accept you and stuff. Because I feel like when it comes to our fandoms, like we should feel comfortable. We should feel pride of being in that fandom and standing this group. And so I think when it comes to different fans kind of interacting with each other, because I also think it's like a lot of people are like introverts and they like don't like to talk to new people, but I don't know, I like it. But I think it's important that it's also, because I feel like Twitter most of all can be so toxic sometimes and just full of such bad energy. Like no one wants to stay there and like deal with that. So hopefully it gets better. But if anything, because like I'm old, so like when I'm on TikTok, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna post like my YouTube stuff. I don't know what's going on. But I see like a lot of young fans on there, and like they say like the weirdest and just sometimes cruelest things, not only about like artists, but just like people that have different opinions of them. It becomes like this huge thing, and that makes a lot of people not want to express their feelings either. So I think it's just like, because when 18 started messing up, I'd be embarrassed. I'd be like, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this name. We're not, I gotta set them right a little bit, because I feel like when I guess like I feel like a parent kind of, but I'm just like, don't act up. Like don't be coming like making us look crazy. Like we are family, so we need to act like it. So so hopefully, things get better. But I do thank you so much for joining me. I really enjoyed our conversation. We can definitely do this again. Just let me know when. I'm still waiting on the other girls about the group chat, because they're also Black, so I feel like it's gonna be real spicy in there. But hopefully you feel comfortable in there as well. But yeah, just send me your socials and I'll like add it to the video. And yeah, and hopefully next time we can talk more about other groups. I know it's like I'll probably just be like a stay in the Atiny just talking, which is fine. But I really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna catch up on Stray Kids as well today. And yeah, if you have any like artists in your hometown that you would like me to check out and like share on my channel, just let me know too, and I'll be glad to. But besides that, I hope you have a great, well, you already like midday, so hopefully you have the great rest of your day.
Thank you.
And then we'll talk later, okay?
Okay, awesome. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Bye.
For sure. Bye.